Holy cow. We are live again today with another episode of Cafe Crash with my friend Allan Cutler. How are you, Allan?
I'm clapping for myself. That's how I am.
Oh, that's fantastic. Oh, man.
Do what it takes.
What's that?
I'm a little. I didn't really warm up exactly. I just got back from the French girls' school that I've been attending,
Oh,
and so I'm gonna get back in the Colorado state of mind.
there you go.
The altitude, man, it's crazy.
It is.
It's a
You
real
get a little lightheaded?
Yeah, I just came from playing 10,000-foot soccer, so I just gotta concentrate. Do a couple warm ups. Can you just give me like a minute?
Yeah, do some warm-ups. Do some, there you go.
Yeah.
You might want to have to do some push-ups there,
Yeah, I got
while you're
something.
doing that.
Yeah, Valerie Bertinelli. Okay.
Valerie Bertinelli.
Bertinelli. All right, I feel good. Disclaimer: I'm in between mustaches right now. This isn't just.
Okay.
I'm not trying to be cool. It's just I'm just where I'm at right now.
Yeah, you're kind of in this this impasse with looks right now, and
Yeah, I had an issue with the old one. We worked it out, and now this new one's coming along.
okay,
Yeah,
that one had to depart. He got evicted.
yeah. Just take it down.
That's usually how facial hair is, these days.
Yeah, you know how it is.
Yeah, I know. Every now and then I've got to go through an eviction process too, and then my girlfriend doesn't like that, so I have to grow it back.
Right, you're in front of the mirror and you think like, I could be a new person. And you're like,
yeah, and then you realize, oh no, this face was not meant to be a different person.
No. I look like a salamander. Okay, cool. Bring it back.
Yeah, pretty much. So, Allan, tell everybody out there in the internet land a little bit about yourself. Where you come from, and how you got into being so damn creative. Being an actor, a musician. You always have all these fun projects going on, and you and I go back pretty close to 20 years, about 17 years, I think.
Yeah, solid 20.
Yeah. Good rounded number. We'll round up.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we'll get to that story in a second. How we met, and I answered an ad. You were looking for a Russian bride, and I think I just misread it, and it turned out to be a Japanese samurai story. But we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, Japanese and Russian is easily confused.
Yeah, it was a Sino-Russo thing that's going on. I don't know.
You're now indentured to me. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
I always sensed on my back there was something tugging at my conscience.
Yeah. Who knew it was a monkey?
It's a Crosier.
Damn orangutan.
I thought it was just a demon. Makes me feel a lot better.
Yeah, right? Yeah, it's like,
only a monkey.
Yeah.
Oh, just a monkey? Okay.
Just a monkey. It's like, oh, stop making me do things, monkey.
That's why I can't sleep.
You too, huh?
Yeah. I'm mainlining melatonin these days. I had to go to Natural Grocers. My son calls it the graveyard of grocery stores. Long story, but it's kind of true.
Yeah.
I just go in there and look around and just like, and I rush home and go to sleep.
Oh yeah.
So wait, what did you want to know? Where I come from?
Yeah, where you come from?
How our baby's born?
Yeah, well, because you have a father who is very creative, right?
I did have a father, yes. According to my mother, that's true. Yeah, my dad was rest in peace. His name was Henry, and he was an actor and a singer. He did a lot of stuff in New York and ended up coming back to a little city in Iowa called Waterloo. The legend is born. He came back to be with my uncle, who was dying at the time, who I'm named after. So far, I'm faring a little bit better than on that side of the family. The guys tend to die young. So I have one male cousin, and he's a little bit older. He's forging new territory. Way to go, David. I'm just riding in his wake, like, just keep living, brother. Just keep living.
That's right.
I'm just back here dancing around. So but yeah, he did a lot of theater, musical theater, and was super into jazz music and sang, and
Cool.
was very entertaining. Also was in politics, like my mother.
Hmm.
Both very active in political life and fighting the good fights. My mom's still doing that, living in
Oh,
Chicago. So they were heroes and influenced me a lot. Um, Good people, good parents, and my sisters were also very entertaining
yeah.
and continue to be, and do all kinds of stuff. So I grew up with a lot of women in the household,
Hmm.
which I think worked out okay for me. Definitely gave me some insights into both
Yeah.
sides. Made me realize how fragile the male ego is.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
another.
Yeah. We are fragile egos indeed.
I know it's a weakness actually.
Yeah.
We're always defending against our fragility.
Yeah.
So I did a lot of. I got inherited some genetic traditions in performance and
Hmm.
did children's theater and some local theater. There's a great local theater company and
Cool.
local playhouse in Waterloo, which was a lot of fun, and did some shows there and some children's theater and music and public school. It was a great opportunity to do music, and back then they kind of had everything still. And I went to a super cool public school that was the city I grew up in was very, very segregated, which
Oh.
isn't saying a lot for America, but it was up there in terms of segregation. And I went to this amazing elementary school, which was on the town was very divided, black and white. And
Hmm.
the school I went to was an African American community, and it was everybody who goes there always says wonderful things about it, and it's true. It
Yeah.
was an awesome model of the way to do integration, and we've gotten away from it
Yeah.
actually.
Wow. And
Yeah,
yeah, that's pretty interesting. As a Jewish person, going into
they're looking for me. Don't, don't.
oh, come.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay.
We're
Yeah,
safe.
like growing up in that situation with and going to like a predominantly black school, right?
Mhm.
What was that like? Just very rich, I'd imagine, in the culture. Or yeah, I mean, you mentioned that there was a lot of integration.
Yeah, well, it was funny. I mean, there was a tiny little Jewish community there, so there was sort of that community within a much larger white community that I grew up in, and so I had all kinds of friends as a result of that, and the majority that I was immersed into, the majority culture, and then going into the black community
Mm-hmm.
and and having friendships with kids there and families there, and it was definitely unusual for Waterloo, Iowa. I think for what a lot of people experienced.
Okay.
But there were a handful of us Jewish kids holding down the fort, trying not to get hit with rocks
Hmm.
and stuff. But no, mostly it was totally fine as long as you didn't like stand out too much. That was kind of thing.
Oh,
You could pass. There was if you could pass, you were mostly okay.
huh. Yeah. Yeah. To me, that seems unusual. But the more I talk to people, it's like unusual is, I guess, kind of the standard. Because you think of like segregation as something that has started integration in the 60s and late 60s, and but you don't really think about that going on into the 70s and 80s.
Totally. It was my grandfather and both my grandfathers who were in business, and my grandmothers and my parents were in a situation that was not that unusual in terms of like where the Jewish community sometimes found itself as
Mm-hmm.
kind of an intermediary between black and white.
Yeah.
Isn't to say there wasn't racism in the Jewish community and still is, because there totally was and still is.
Right.
But also there was a lot of social justice activity going on in the Jewish community then as now, and we were kind of sometimes like a gateway. We could connect the two communities either by either through work. My grandfather had a store, and he employed a lot of people for a time, and so there's a lot of stories in the family history of kind of that kind of intersectionality of being able to, as Jews in America, to really be able to bust a move. I mean,
Yeah.
for the most part, like this has been the golden land for us, and this has just been an incredible age in the history of Jewish history, which is quite long, where we've had an incredible amount of opportunity in America and been able to go about as far as we would ever want to, even to jail. We're doing horrible things, but hopefully, we use those powers for good once in a while. So
yeah. Well, hopefully you can teach us white people a little lesson on doing some good.
It's called the Bible.
Well, yeah. I don't know. I think that also gets a lot of us into trouble too, especially when a lot of us, white Christian folk, tend to take things supposedly too literally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, there's some mystical teachings that say, "Woe to the person who does that," but I don't know.
Yeah.
If you read it in Hebrew, it's real different. It's real different. It's way more fun.
I would imagine it is. It certainly would be much more entertaining for me.
Yeah, it just is like cool it. Just take it easy. Just basically, just be a little more compassionate and loving, and just the rest of it, stand on one foot and chill out.
Right.
It's pretty much how it translates. So
yeah,
tell your people, just tell them it's going to be okay, and just chill on.
I've tried, and some of them get it, and some of them, they'd much rather, brimstone and fire and spite and
I mean, brimstone is cool. Don't get me wrong, but especially when it's cold out, and you're like in the woods. But other than that,
I think the best use is a horror movie.
Just bring it down. Yeah, in a horror film. Yeah. Just bring it down. Just turn it down a little bit.
Just a little bit, just a lot.
Yeah, we're just human.
Right. We all got to get through this, life together. So.
Yeah, like it or not.
Yeah. Most definitely. Allan.
Yeah.
Tell you've also, since I've known you, you've been in a number of bands. Like my favorite, of course, of yours was Mimi Monster. And you're always working on something different. It seems like every time I talk to you.
It's because I just can't keep anything going.
I know that sense.
We're sick of you, man. You're out of here.
Yeah.
It's just getting good.
I couldn't imagine that'd be you.
I was just almost ready to take control, and then they were like, "You're out, bro."
Oh, jeez. Is because you normally play bass and guitar, right?
Yeah. Well, my French horn days are way behind me, but that's what I started off with, and then I got a guitar as a kid, and that was like I blew out half my mind just in excitement on that moment. I've been a huge 70s era Kiss fan, and just rock and roll. I listened to a lot of music as a kid. I was exposed a lot to jazz, and big band music through my dad, and then radio, just everything on the radio, and then also Mothership Connection. I had a wild adopted family member named Don who turned me on to a lot of music, and disco is around and stuff. Although disco sucks, but yeah, you had to say that.
Yeah.
So I listened to a lot of music coming up, and then I started playing it. Got into playing guitar and writing songs, and then playing bass. Did that for a long, long time, just by myself, just strumming away, keeping everybody awake at night.
Yeah.
And writing, and then played in a couple bands in San Francisco. My dear late friend Casey. He and I used to do stuff together. We'd play little cafe shows where nobody would show up. And even the people working there would just be like, "Okay, have a good show." And then they would turn and talk to one another until it was over.
That's so disheartening for so many talents.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm
But you do
still.
it. You do it anyway.
Yeah, you gotta just. Yeah, you gotta muscle on and just get that fragile ego put back together with
Yeah.
tape, and gum.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean that certainly helps, create that thicker skin so that you can cope with, real issues later on.
Yeah, like failure.
Yeah, there's always that.
Yeah, just it's a great warm up for serious failure.
Yeah. Oh, failure.
Oh
Oh,
yeah, yeah. You again. Oh, I've seen you. I've seen you around the
that
corner.
that's it, failure.
Uh huh. Yeah. Oh yeah, you're gonna make me depressed again, huh? Yeah. Give it your best shot. Oh, not too much. Not too
Yeah,
much.
not too much because I'm
You're
delicate.
yeah, it's good at that. So I did some stuff all through the years in San Francisco and before that too in Southern California. I was in school and
Hmm.
doing things with friends. Yeah, I came out here in '01,
Okay.
fresh out of high school, you know. Um, uh, that's when I saw your beacon. You shot up that flare in the night, which was when you
That's
put,
right. I was looking for the Russian bride. You figured me out.
I mean, an ad in the paper, that is the equivalent of shooting a flare up over the ocean to most people.
Yeah, well, especially now in the
Yeah.
digital age, where if you want to, you want to put anything out, you put it out on Craigslist, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, in that section where you also could get like illicit relations.
yeah, yeah. It's like, yeah, hey, anybody else into plastic bags?
Looking for a performance artist who also wants to wear masks and blood splatter and
Yeah,
loud music.
yeah. That sounds pretty much what I typed up.
I, of course, was like, oh,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
yeah,
I'm down.
I'll do it. Sure. You
Yeah,
want somebody to something? Okay.
yeah,
I
yeah.
think
Oh
I can
man.
something.
Yeah, I think you were like one of two or three of like the early tribe that
I was
uh, answered the call, and we were still trying to figure out like what the fuck is this?
yeah, I mean, Rhino was literally like no man's land.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Back then, I remember because we met at the warehouse that I was renting out, and we would practice in later,
Totally.
and at night my place was the only light on
Yeah,
for blocks around. So right now with all the gentrification, Rhino's big and bustling. If
it's crazy.
Well, it was until the pandemic. I don't know what it is now because I don't even bother going down there. But
I think that building's gone.
well, might be. You
No.
know, I know the building next to it got pretty much evaporated, and then this
Mhm.
monolith of mediocrity was put up.
Monolith of mediocrity. Whoa, man. Who are you? Jeez, I don't know. Hold on, I gotta write that down.
Yeah, you should just write that down so you can just use that. Just the next
We're gonna come. Yeah, we're gonna come back to that. We've got like what 3 hours?
Yeah, we got 3 hours. Yeah, 3 hours, 40 minutes. That's fine. Yeah.
We know a lot about mediocre monoliths. So.
Hey, you got your Billy Jack hat, so yeah, you're ready to go, Cat.
Yeah, I'm doing good. I got a gold tooth. You know, I'm really coming
Oh,
in the world.
very slick.
Lifelong dream.
Yeah.
I had to kill a pirate, but I got it. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
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 So I came here. I can't move to Denver.
Mhm.
I immediately hopped into this band called Ghost Tribe, which I
Oh.
don't think anybody's heard of or has heard, unless Robert's listening, or Geronimo, or my family.
Oh.
And we practiced, yeah, through the winters and the summers. We played the
Cool.
old venues that exist no longer. And that was like bands have this. There's a 2 year thing for a lot of bands where it's like they work really hard.
Yeah.
They get 2 years in, and then just the pin
Sizzle.
comes out and it blows up. I don't know what that is, but so that happened. And
Yeah.
then many years later, Mimi Monster,
Yeah.
which
God,
was
that was so fun.
3 brothers from Monstrovia, the hidden kingdom of Monstrovia, which you cannot Google. It's not on Google Maps on purpose. We jammed it.
Probably for best.
Oh yeah, definitely for the best.
Yeah.
The clown revolt that happened. It's a long, tortured story.
Yeah, if everybody knew, where it was and what it was about, everybody wanted to go there. Best
Exactly.
not.
Yeah. No, the gates will not open until the monarchy returns and some of us reclaim the throne of Monstrovia, which is our ancestral right, of
Yep.
course. It's a benevolent monarchy, but everything has its place.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we did that kind of punk rock wire sort of thing. Everything kind of definitely had a performance art aspect to it, which was something that I again came up with.
Yeah. I
Grew up
mean,
doing.
it certainly was like fun pop music, but it was pop in the sense of like pop art too. Just because you had that mythology behind it. It seemed for a par of like kind of like Aquabats type stuff, and but a little bit, it had a little edge to it, a little crunch,
Crunch. Like
yeah,
granola.
like Captain Crunch.
I like a good shtick, and I love a backstory. I'm a sucker for a backstory. I basically live in a backstory. There's always a story and back happening.
You are a walking action figure.
Sometimes I prefer the back to the front story, but
Bro.
that's life. We do that as best we can.
Yeah.
Yeah, but also the music. I mean, we worked really hard to make the music good as well. So even if
Yeah.
whatever the shtick or whatever, we may not like this thing, but it sounds good. It's
Yeah.
and with the Odom Fe Mood, which was the thing we were talking about earlier, your project, which
Yeah. OFM.
was a dream. You had a dream,
Yeah.
literally, not like
Yep.
not like I have a dream, but like you had a dream, like
Yeah. So
subconscious episode in the night, and and then I got sucked into that weird dream, which I never quite escaped from. The monkeys got me.
yeah, still gotcha.
And that became Odom Fe Mood, which was this, and you and I worked that up together and turned it into like a 3-act something.
Yeah, it was for those of you out there watching that you're not familiar with what Allan and I did with OFM. OFM was really influenced, for me anyway, from Lone Wolf and Cub, that manga, and and they're dealing with there's this notion of the Zen Buddhist hell, which was Meifumato, and OFM was derived from that word. I just deconstructed it and to the point where I got to Odom Fe Mood, and I didn't recognize that word anymore, Meifumato. So that stuck, and then we just called it OFM for short. But there was there was like an afterlife mythology with demons to it, and so we just took that and personified that. And back then, that was not that we're old or anything, but there was that thing called the George W. Bush administration, and that was that was the flavor of the year. Yeah, there's father and son, but at that time we were fighting or making commentary against war, because we were entrenched in 2 wars that we didn't need to be. Right. Such bullshit.
We're still basically hacking our way out of the jungles of. Yeah, I mean, it's sort of the shorthand for it for people who saw it was like Japanese feudal myth meets war.
Yeah.
There was a lot of blood. There's a lot of blood.
A lot of blood. A lot of choreography and fight scenes. Initially, we were trying to do a Gwar-like band, but it ended up being a little bit bigger in scope and became this like B-movie Circus Olay. And yeah, and then we'd have the fight choreography going. We'd have the band off to the side providing the score, and it was a 3-part thing. And then later on, as the event or as the project grew, and you went on to do different things. We expanded the acts and added like film and aerialists and stuff, and
Yeah,
it was nuts. Courtney and her sisters doing the taiko drumming and stuff
yeah,
with
yeah. It grew into a pretty big, yeah,
yeah, it
pretty
was,
big ensemble. There was a whole band. There was the live band, and people came in and came out, and
yeah,
there was, yeah, there was, we performed at the Walnut
right,
Room, and then we were invited to Never Return
right,
as a
right.
result again of the blood. There was like I mentioned, there was a lot of blood splattering. You built some incredible blood canonizing. We
Yeah,
canonized blood.
yeah.
Like the beat,
All the cannons still work too.
yeah, there was
That's
blood,
the only thing that
fire.
works.
Yeah, those are kind of the blood and fire days. It was like early Burning Man. It was like people were really getting into
Yeah,
fire and
yeah.
blood.
Yeah, we did a show at the Bug Theater, and I remember poor Alex. I warned him, so it's like it's gonna make a big mess. It's like no, it's fine. The stage is fine. I'm like no, you should probably tarp. No, it's fine.
Yeah.
And then we made a big mess, and he's just like, oh, it's like,
There's a lot of that. Arr,
yeah, it's just
why
like
is it so sticky in here?
yeah. But we would do shows at junkyards and stuff, and I think our biggest show, I think this was past your time with us, but
Yeah.
it was at the Oriental Theater. I was working with 18, in our group, 18 people. And luckily that was towards the end, and I didn't have to perform on stage. All I had to do was like stage manage.
Wow, that's how big it got. You didn't even have to perform anymore. You
Yeah,
just stood back there in a robe
yeah,
and
I,
then
I,
just
I
all
love
waxed up.
I love doing that. I loved, managing because, I'm an asthmatic. And so doing the physical stuff and then wearing all these different hats, my
Mhm.
body was not taking it very well.
Yeah, but you're kind of just like you'll go in and do anything
Yeah, I will. Well, so will you.
initially to get it done. I mean, that's one thing about Crosier. He's the bulldozer when it comes to getting stuff done. Crosier the dozer. The dozer. I know you've never heard that before. But when you have an idea, I mean, OFM was introduced me to that reality about you. You're like, it's like I had a dream, and now I have 35 people performing across the city and just leaving a trail, a wake of blood and destruction,
In my
and there's nothing like that, and still not much like that is what's happening in Denver and a lot of places, and
right.
I've always admired that about you. Like you have an idea. It's like with Camp Crash, another project we've been working on.
Yeah.
Um,
Unfortunately, that's sidelined due to COVID. We don't want to get our friends sick, and
I'm not even going to talk about COVID. I'm going to talk about it.
yeah, fuck you, COVID.
Not even going to give it the time of day.
Good.
Yeah. So I want to mention too, since we were on the music tip for a second. So
yeah,
the last band I was in, Rocket Dust. Come on.
Yeah.
Rocket Dust was a very political, kind of Rage Against the Machine-esque thing that I came into, was invited into. I played guitar in that for, again, the magic 2 years. We played around town. It was great fun. And the singer and songwriter powerhouse, Monica Ward, and I have been doing some little side offshoot project things. We'll see what comes of that. And hopefully going to do some performances. And then I've been doing a solo thingamajig. I'm in my ongoing soloness. I'm calling it Winter Lion. And I just had a live stream show with Inches of Mercury Studio, which is here in Denver.
Okay.
It was a fun first time out, kind of feeling that. And performed with an old friend, Cat Noon Music, singer-songwriter who I reconnected with after many, many, many years.
Mm-hmm.
Who lives in town, and she's doing her music thing, which is cool. And I was like, hey, let's play a show together. And so we did. And I went in the basement, and I practiced, and I still couldn't remember all the lyrics, so I wrote them down.
Oh, jeez. Well, that's when you just like kind of cheat your way and like mumble. I think that's what '90s grunge was, right? If you did the Pearl Jam sound, or I guess more specifically the Creed or the Nickelback thing, you just kind of grunt it until you fake it.
Yeah, my friend Jonah, who helped build that scene, he's a fantastic performer. Jonah Matranga.
Mm-hmm.
He always amazes me with what he can pull off in a performance, and just sincerity, cool, fun combo.
Nice.
This is the shout out. These are the shout out proportion of the show. I'm just gonna say names of people that have been with who are great, who have performed with who are great. So yeah, music, film, performance art. I mean, everything. It's all performance art, man. It's all just.
It is. It really is. It's
all performance art.
Yeah, anything that you're doing, for film or for live music. I mean, it is performance art. It's all it's all pretty much just variations of the same thing too.
You're saying it's all the same thing.
It's all the same thing in terms of it is art.
Oh, okay. All right, I'll go with you there.
Are you going to go with me there, Billy Jack? I don't need a nice leg to the side of the face or anything.
I'm going to meet you by the cactus. We'll talk about performance art.
Oh, okay. We'll meet by the cactus. Okay, driver.
It's downstairs. Meet you by the cactus. Downstairs.
Yeah, I'll be in the bathroom until you leave there, buddy.
Yeah, it's fun to just do that. Downstairs.
Just do that. Yeah. Yeah, don't do that. You look like a creepy old man when you do that. Yeah, the upper lip just doesn't know whether to grow in or go back into your skin.
You know what's a fun thing to do?
What's that?
Anybody watching, all the 10,000 people who are viewing right now,
right?
Just later, don't do it right now, but later, when your lips get really dry, or just make them dry, like rub them with a towel, and then tuck them in like that, and then stay. You got to get them dry. Let's stay there. Do it in the bathroom in front of the mirror. Trust me. And I'll stick that there and down there, and just start talking.
Yeah.
Just start saying stuff. You can do a funny voice or whatever.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Getting the lips stuck on the gums, that sort of thing.
You can do this. We can just do this.
That's a good one.
Just suck that jaw right into your neck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and with all the short films and stuff that you've been in, like obviously Camp Crash, but you've also worked a lot with like Ryan Polisky and another buddy of ours.
Polisky? That's how you say it?
Mm-hmm. Polisky. Yeah. All these years have you been calling him Policky?
I was calling him the Polak.
Oh no.
I'm gonna text him as soon as this is over.
Yeah, I probably apologize. It's like, I'm so sorry.
I don't know. It's America. It just dumbs down everything,
Right? No, very much so.
The Pooter River.
Ooh.
Oh, that gross, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, look what it's Crosier.
Right, I know. It's Crosier.
With Cutler.
What's that?
Cutler was just Cutler, but the rest of you guys. Yeah, Ryan and I have done a bunch of stuff together. He's amazing also. Bloodshed Death Bath Productions.
Yeah.
Weird.
Super fun, weird. Well, you even made it a family affair, like Motel London 3. You had your kids in there.
Mm-hmm. 2.
Oh, was it 2? That's right.
Yeah, I blew up. Their heads were blown up. We were all deeply disturbed by that, actually. Pretty deep.
I'm pretty sure your kids were like, "Look, my heads blew up. Oh, that's cool."
He must have had a little budget or something, or he just had some good friends that year because it looked real. When you watch it, it looked legit head blowing up, and I was like,
"Yeah,
sorry, kids."
Yeah, that was Midian and Josh from Monster Makeup Effects that did that. Yeah, they're awesome. They're now working on Marvel movies and The Walking Dead.
I know, and I've missed the call. I haven't gotten any calls. Have you heard from them?
Yeah, from well, I don't think anybody's filming right now because of the C word.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's why we haven't heard. That's why we haven't heard from them in 4 years.
That's right.
That's it.
That's
It's not because they've forgotten their roots and who made them win. So Ryan also does, along with his films, that incredible haunted house Pinball Arcadia, which was in the basement of Three Kings. Rest in peace.
yeah.
All over the place. That thing's amazing. And you also were deeply involved in putting that together. And then we had like on 10,000 pounds of makeup. That one year when you were the alien.
Oh yeah, I remember that
swamp creature victim.
Yeah,
that was awesome. Scared the normies on Broadway.
Yeah, the fun thing is to watch you perform. You do it with such ease, like you just jump into it. It's just and you've already got your backstory, and even if you're coming up with it on the fly, it just feels, everything feels so natural to you. You make it look incredibly easy. But that's something like with the Camp Crash stuff. Yeah, initially I had another actor in mind, and I wrote the whole part for this guy, and things just didn't work out, and that's fine. But we still had a film date, and it's like, well, Allan's available. Let's talk to him.
Available.
Yeah, and
thanks, man.
Well, and you're also amazing.
Allan will do it. He'll do anything.
That's true. That's true. It's like, he'll do anything.
I really have this great part for you. I wrote it just for you, he says. You're the only one who can do it. Only you. I'm texting with my little thumbs. It's for you, Allan.
Yeah, I'm gonna meet you in the by the cactus, aren't I?
I'm gonna meet you by the cactus, and then I'll tell you why it's just for you.
Yeah. Well, but
I knew that. I knew I wasn't your first choice.
Yeah, but you showed up, made it your own, and then it's like, well, now that's all anybody knows is that character is Allan.
I poisoned it forever.
What's that?
Yeah, I've got to make it mine so that no one can take it away from me.
Oh, very, very. I mean, very much so. It's fun watching you on set, in camera, or off to the side. You don't really change characters. It's always kind of a nuance of who you are anyway. It seems like you're always so jubilant and fun and playful. It's just like, oh man. I think that's one of the brilliant things about you. And then like recently during the quarantine.
You said brilliant. I heard it.
Yeah, no, I totally brilliant.
Write that down next to
write that down.
Monument of mediocrity / brilliant.
Yeah. The monument to mediocrity does not pertain to you. Okay, so make sure you make note of that. No, Dan was talking about some actual building crap.
Anybody else?
Yeah.
Thanks. That was really good.
I'm worried about your dictation and how you take notes.
Yeah, my handwriting's never been great, but I'm working on it.
Okay, good. Hopefully you've learned how to write with a pen and not with your finger.
Well, thank you for those kind words from the heart. Man,
yeah. And then like us being able to do the online script reads and everything. It's you with like Bobby Lee Black and Ashley Frere Lutz and Tori Boyle and Samantha Donen.
Yeah.
Good God, you guys just like for a script read, it's just like, I don't even want to participate because, as you know, I'm still learning the English language, and it's still tough. It's still tough. I've learned what a period is.
There's a test you can take. We'll talk after.
Oh yeah. No, I've seen that advertised on Fox News. An orange man was talking about it. Doesn't seem like it's the right fit for me.
Yeah, he knows about not being able to read that well.
True.
pretty convinced that at the root of some of his struggles are he's not a great reader, never was.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he's compensating for that, and God knows what else.
Yeah. For 74 years.
Yeah, that's a long time to
A
compensate.
long time to be a 5-year-old.
Feel mediocre, and not in a good way.
No.
Like I'm all for 5. 5 is great. It's a great age. 5. There's things about 15. 8. 8 was nice. 8, 9.
Yeah.
10, that was kind of a sweet spot.
Sam just chimed in and yelled out, "Allan!"
Oh man, the busy bim, Sam Altman. Right? Okay, so this guy, he's a young man, coming up musician in LA. I've known him since he was a youngster. He and I worked together. We learned together. I helped him get ready for his bar mitzvah, and he helped launch me on my career of doing that. So I call him the busy bim. And Sam Altman, he's an amazing musician. Check him out.
Nice.
Yeah, really cool stuff. He's writing his own music and great guitar player. Damn.
Cool. And you guys played together?
A teeny tiny bit, but he's getting to be too good for me. So he thought the youngsters are so good.
Oh, yeah.
I got my thing.
You do. I remember you telling me some stories like you've gone to bars and people would mistake you as Perry Farrell.
Yeah, I've had a couple of looks. One was a Perry Farrell look once upon a time. I've gotten a couple of drinks, and then Zappa for a long time. When the mustache grows back, you'll see it. We'll do this again. And there was a time when I looked exactly like Frank Zappa in his heyday.
Yeah.
A day didn't go by. I mean, an hour didn't go by, dude, where somebody wasn't like, Zappa, I love you. I remember I saw you and they'd be like hugging me, and it was weird, but kind of nice.
Yeah. Those stories are always hilarious. I know you've had a couple of them, and you do kind of surge from System of a Down.
Yep. Somebody wanted to buy my gasoline once, and I was filling up it down in I don't know, Colorado Springs or somewhere. I don't know. And they were like,
"Are you sure you weren't wearing your Daisy Dukes?"
Canadian. Yeah. Well, it was off season surge.
Oh, okay.
It was spring. It was a surge, springtime surge.
Nice.
They wanted me to come to the hotel and have a drink with them.
Sam said, "Love you, Rabbi."
Love you too. Love you too, my child.
And then Nick, he loves your lid.
Yes.
Doo-doo.
Torsion.
You're always so suave.
Is that how you pronounce it? Oh man. Yeah. So, and one other thing I want to throw out there, a little shout out. So I did a lot of theater coming up, and then I didn't for a long time. I kind of went in a different direction in life.
Yeah.
But I love live theater, and I had a really amazing opportunity. A local theater called Bitsy Stage, which
cool.
Rest in peace, sadly, due to some recent events. Shuttered its doors, but I was in a show there and a play there with a lot of all the actors I was with were fantastic, and the director Patty Murtha was awesome. And so there's been some great live theater in Denver for a long time, and everybody's live theater is suffering, but there are some things still going on. People are doing performance art and theater pieces and socially distancing and all that jazz as much as possible. So.
Yeah,
it's out there.
You do a lot of work too with like nonprofits as well.
Well, I've done some. I work in education, not in the nonprofit zone. I was in public education before they kicked me out. I got kicked out of school, man.
Oh, really?
Oh, I feel good about it because it was corrupt. It was corrupt. It was bad stuff happening from the top down, and I was like, this is bad stuff.
Jeez, I didn't know about that.
Pretty much what it said was, this is bad stuff, and they were like, you are out. So public school, I'm a firm believer in public education, but it got weird and bad, and super industrialized, and we're still kind of fighting our way out of that in this country, I think.
Yeah.
We're working on it. It just got, so much testing and the art of teaching was forgotten about, and
Right.
there's so much bullying going on
Mm.
institutionally. So I didn't like it, and I opened my big yap, and the next thing I know, I'm packing my bags. But I did find a great home in a private school in Denver, which is
Cool.
which is a beautiful place. It's called Stanley Bush Primary School.
Nice. What are you doing there? Are you librarian or?
I'm a librarian, and
Okay.
and
Cool.
this year's a little different. Everything's different because of that thing we were not going to talk about. But yeah, I'm in there. I'm worried with the kids. Kids are awesome. We're all wearing our masks, and it's crazy to have people together, but it's way better to have kids together for learning than
Have them apart.
the little boxes and stuff. It's tough. It's
Yeah.
tough for everybody. It's really hard for them. So
Yeah, I bet. How's your kids doing?
how's my kids doing? My kids are
Yeah.
doing real good, I think. Well, they're doing mostly real good.
Yeah.
It's a tough time of life. Anyway, and then this is kind of putting a damper on things.
Right.
The world is just kind of,
Yeah, it doesn't feel like such a nice place right now.
there's a lot to get you down right now. I mean, it seems like there always has been, when we were teenagers.
Right.
10 years ago.
Yeah. There's always something. You always felt like there was room to fight, but now it feels like the walls are kind of closing in.
But you always got to fight.
Right. Even when that happens.
I mean, even if it's just for yourself, just like for your own sanity, just for your own hope. Like there's got to be something.
Right.
You gotta be hopeful about something. It's easy for it to get over on us, to be gotten over on, and if it's political, it becomes personal. It's like it's just easy for the world to get us down.
Yeah.
I mean, things like this, having friendships and relationships to turn to. That's obviously enormous. There's possibilities. It's hard. You can lose perspective. I mean, I had that experience for a long, long time where I really just lost perspective, and so I couldn't see that over the next wave.
Yeah. How did you get over that?
I just kept living.
Okay.
Partly, not very well. I didn't get over it very gracefully. At a certain point, I just kind of looked up and I was like, "Oh yeah, there's light up there. I got to go towards the light."
Yeah.
And starting to kind of get a spiritual practice going was helpful in connecting with the soul aspect of ourselves that is, I believe, an eternal aspect of ourselves, and just that helped expand everything and realize, like, okay, I've been trying to exist in this very, very narrow, shadowy place, which is not life affirming at all.
Yeah.
And I knew I had to get out of that a long time ago. It took me a while to really get to a place, I think, where I'm pretty good.
Yeah. As long as I've known you, you've always been, very religious and really involved in your faith. Did that help?
Totally.
Okay. Good.
But it's a very personal thing, I think. I mean, it should be. I think it has to be for it to be healthy. I mean, it's hard to be convinced of anything. I think at the end of the day, it's all just a big. It is on the street. It's a question mark. You can't lock a reason around infinity.
Yeah.
So I just kind of fall back on experience I had as a kid where I just felt a closeness, divinity, kind of a friendship feeling, and it's different for everybody, and sometimes it's the same, but it just felt like a friendship.
Yeah.
And so I've relied on that. No matter what. I've always been like, well, I'm doing my thing, kind of right or wrong. So I hope, you're going along with me, because at the end of the day, that's all I got.
That's right. Yeah. Well, yeah.
I'm gonna drink some space juice.
Oh yeah, a little bit of that tang.
Mm.
Ooh, the astronaut's favorite drink.
Mm. This is the old stuff too.
Oh really? Is it the same sugar mix from the 1970s?
There was a recent satellite crashed out in the mountains, and I was traveling down there with my gal. We were in Victor, Colorado. Shh, don't tell anybody. It's a cool place. Cool little old mining town.
Oh yeah.
And in the mine, near the mine, there was an old space wreck, and I found some tang.
Ooh. That's yeah, kids. If you want your own tang, you got to go to a mining town.
It's as bad as it ever was, too.
Oh, so yeah, Alan, with with COVID and everything, the thing that we shouldn't talk about.
Yeah.
Bad me. Um, what what are your plans now? Creatively, like what do you do to connect with people and to make art?
No, nothing. Nothing. I'm not doing nothing. Just at home with the cat and talking to you pretty much.
Oh no!
I just did a show, a Winter Lion show. I've been doing a lot more writing. It's been awesome to get back to songwriting. I've been really inspired,
Oh, good.
seemingly, and I've been writing a lot of songs and poetry, and not just the sad stuff that I usually write. I'm trying to tuck into like love for a change, whatever that is, whatever those chemicals, a chemical thing is, if it's real or not. So I've been doing a lot of songwriting again, other writing. Want to write some stories. Like I mentioned, I've been down in this town, Victor, Colorado. There's some cool stuff going on there. Just kind of trying to connect with some other local writers and just pretend I'm one of them for a little bit. And then Bobby Lee Black, who you mentioned earlier from a script reading, he's and also a Victor connection. He's going to open up a radio station as part of his plans in a year or so.
Right.
So that's cool. The Black Monarch, shout out. The haunted hotels down there in the Victor, and I was just down there for Halloween.
Ooh, cool.
Yeah, there's a local band, Centralia Burns. What's up? They rocked the park. I think they were, half the town, 30 people showed up. There was a cat and there's a fox down there, a cool fox that runs around at night, and a little family of deer, and a skunk. There was a live skunk, and also we saw a dead skunk, which is floating in some water, which is weird. I haven't seen that before. And then there's a
Don't drink that water.
There's a nice duck, Donald Daisy Duck, who lives down there on the reservoir, the Skagway Reservoir.
It sounds like you've been making a lot of friends.
It's better than it sounds, Skagway. And what else happened? Oh, we saw a man in the last hours of his life on Halloween, which seems sort of fitting but sad. But he was real old, but he did die that night. Sorry, rest in peace. And then just beautiful western parts of Colorado, west of Colorado Springs. Just go down there, but immediately turn west as soon as you can.
Yeah.
And explore around. I'll see you down there. So Bobby Lee, I mentioned Bobby Lee.
Yeah.
So he's been making films. He made a film called The Rook.
Right.
Which was sort of shot down there a little bit, I think. And he asked me to be in a future film, which has a fun-sounding character he's obsessed with like action figures.
Okay.
Speaking of action figures, I guess you were right about that. Action figures.
You are an action figure. Yeah.
So
that's what Hagar is.
Myself.
Jim Crash.
Bigger version of myself.
Yeah. 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 The real version is better sculpted.
I'm gonna start making faces pretty soon. It's inevitable.
That's fantastic. That's your natural go-to.
That's the other thing I've been doing a lot of is
making faces.
Late at night, hanging out in the bathroom in front of the mirror, just
playing around with all that.
Yeah. Well, I mentioned my sisters earlier. They taught me this great they taught me a face when I was a kid.
Yeah. What's up?
This is a face that if you make it in the mirror for too long, you'll scare yourself. You'll no longer be able to recognize yourself.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a trip. You go on a little bad trip. So, you ready?
Yep. Go.
All right, here's how you make it. I'll even show you how you do it, and it'll still be scary. So you take the pointer fingers and you pull down on the eye socket. It helps if you roll your eyes up, okay? Take your pinkies, flare your nostril like a pig, and your thumbs here, and then wring these out like this. And then you can also just... Hey. Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's it. It's good if you're gonna go. Welcome back, everybody.
What are we? Yeah. So, Alan, when can we hear the new songs that you're recording?
Well, the new songs I'm working on. I'm not dry enough for that. I'm not dry enough.
Yeah, don't do that. That's enough. You're gonna hurt yourself. You're gonna get stuck in that position permanently.
Well, I was supposed to record an album this summer. Story of my life. I think I'm just gonna have everything, put it in my will to release it all posthumously. I think is the way for me to go.
Well, I would like to be able to listen to it with you as you're performing it.
All right. Okay. Well, I'll see what I can do.
It's tough to do it posthumously.
Yeah. It's the hidden files. They'll be released. They'll be released someday. So, and I've got really crappy little recordings of everything and tons of cassette tapes and old scraps of paper and things that someday somebody will just throw in a fire.
Well, I think share it with us while you're alive so we can all enjoy it together.
Okay.
At the same time, all those all the crappy recordings, how charming they would be to feel so, and especially in an age where everything is so filtered, especially digitally. Just throw it out, share it however it comes.
Throw it out. Yeah, I was thinking about just releasing a tune here and a tune there, and a tune there, a tune everywhere, tune.
Yeah, well, I think I would recommend definitely doing that. Yeah, just because the world could always use more of your music, and help it heal.
Oh, thanks. Helps me too.
Yeah.
You know what help though? You know what would really help?
What's that?
I mean, you don't need money to do all these things. You
right.
Need a little bit of money. But you know what I found out recently?
What's that?
Speaking of money, this can just to jump back to politics for a second before we have to go.
Sure.
This campaign, the 2020 elections, the whole thing, cost around $14 billion.
Yeah.
14 billion. That's more than twice as much as the last election.
Yeah.
2016. And my friend keeps texting me, that face is awful. I'm like, which this one or the one before? Okay, I got the message. I won't do it again. This one. And the Democrats, who I favor typically, always, spent twice as much this time around as Republicans, which is kind of unusual. But I was thinking, just think, everybody, all you 10,000 people watching this right now, and you and me, Dan, $14 billion.
Right.
We're like, no, we're not going to spend that money on people on name recognition and trying to convince everybody, and a bunch of bad T-shirts and hats that are going to end up in Goodwill for the next 20 years. What can we do with $14 billion?
Right.
So I started making a little list.
Yeah, what's that list?
Okay, so here's my first thing on the list was we could make a ton of mediocre art. And that's a U.S. ton, by the way. That's not an English ton. That's an American ton. And then a little bit of actual masterpieces. Okay. Also, with $14 billion, we could buy the town of Victor, Colorado. You and I could take turns being mayor.
Oh, that would be fun.
Forever. and we could like live in the Black Monarch Hotel and dress in period costumes and pretend we're ghosts when we're not being mayor, or when we are. We could take turns with that too. And periodically, we could just let friends and family take over for a while. But everybody has to dress, period, and have a backstory.
Right.
Three, we could feed the kids, all of them.
All the kids.
Get them cool clothes in bright, non-gender specific colors for all the types of weather, because there's a lot of weather.
Yep.
And then okay, then here's another one. We could go to space and start colonies, which, if you were the kind of person who likes just to be around the kind of people that are like you, you could be in one of those. Or if you like to be in one with different people, you could be in one of those.
Yeah.
We could do that here on Earth, but let's just do it in space. We got the money. And then I ran out of time, so that's all I got for right now. But 14 B's.
With the food, food for the body, food for the mind and soul. Public education, make that relevant again.
Yeah, just learning from the land, learning from the world too. Just like semester at sea for everybody. Let's all just go on a big year abroad sabbatical for the world. With good eats and just travel and stuff, and just get out there with our masks on and just socially distance the world and visit other worlds and stuff. It's $14 billion, man.
It's absolutely ridiculous and such a misuse of resources.
Yeah,
gives you a good hint of where those priorities are.
Yeah, I mean, come on. If this is our country, let's put an end to that. That's nonsense, man.
Right.
Let's vote. If we're like a patriot, like end that and vote and end the restrictions on voting.
Right. All
ridiculous. Put a flag on your truck, wear American flag boxer shorts, and make sure everybody can vote all the time easily.
Yeah, I agree. Totally agree.
Abraham Lincoln said, the gay president Abraham Lincoln said, or at least bisexual said, the ballot, something like this, the ballot is more powerful than the bullet. And he ought to know.
Right, because he got elected by a ballot and unfortunately got ended by a bullet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man. Well, looks like Charissa.
Charissa. Disgusting waste of money.
Yeah.
Could be going to us, Charissa. That could be us. That could be going.
Chelsea was saying no.
No.
So, no, I think maybe she's in agreement with the disgusting use of money.
She just likes to shout no.
No and sad teary face.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
They go together. No and sad teary face. They go really well together.
Hey, Allan, before we wrap up, is there anything that you want to plug or where people can find you?
I live in Denver, Baker. It's the house with the whiteboard. You just come on by and make a request, play a song. Yeah, I'm sort of on the internet. I'm taking personal requests in exchange for attention pretty much right now. As a Leo, that's like a commodity.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can talk about stuff. Winter Lion is going to have a presence out there.
Cool.
And,
cool. And does Winter Lion have a Facebook page or Instagram? No. Okay.
No. You got to really want it. If you really want it, we can talk.
Yeah.
Right now, it's blooming under the snow. It's like a bulb. It's coming out of the snow. But there will be some other live stream shows.
Cool.
That's the plan, and then some releases of some recordings, and movies, and writing, and performance art, and taking over of small towns, and me and you.
Yeah, most definitely. Well, for everybody out there, go to bloodshedddeathbath.com, and you can see some of Allan's performances in Polisky's short horror films.
Polisky.
Polisky. Yeah. Go check out Motel London too, most definitely.
Yeah, some of those were on like Amazon or something, or the flicks, and
yeah. Some of the films are playing on Amazon Prime too.
You got to watch them, or they take them off. Apparently,
right? Yeah, that is something that happened. Well, you were in Isolation Man that I produced. They just recently took that off Amazon Prime.
That's like a badge, I think. Actually, it's a badge of honor. We should just
probably so. Amazon Prime is quite the corporate. Ugh.
Yeah. We tried to stick it to them, and then they were just like, "You're out of here. You're gone."
Yeah.
Into the heat. Yeah. Well, in Camp Crash, I can watch episode 1, and
that's on Vimeo. So, just look it up on Vimeo.
Yeah, I'll probably throw up on my Facebook page. Just throw up all over it, but I'll put up. Also, I produced an interview show.
Right.
Featuring Vlad Bupkis, a distant relative, also Monstrovian. He interviewed Jolan Clark, who's a local city councilman, and yeah. But I think what people are really going to take away from this interview tonight is that horrible face that I made. They're not going to remember anything that I've said or that you said about me or that we've done.
It's all visuals. Nobody has ears anymore anyway.
This is the level of what we're dealing with. This is what we've been brought to. Is just make a scary face, and that's people be like, "Oh, the face."
Yeah, Allan, it's been fun having you on here and able to catch up with you, my friend.
Catch up with you.
Yeah. Oh, the Billy Jack look. I love it. Yeah, the feather, makes you look like you're ready to party.
Must be a great Christmas.
Oh, God.
The sheriff's in town.
I've been working on this hat. I've had it for a while. I'm picking it up. My guy gave me a snake skin.
Yeah. Any different angle, it's a different personality.
Tell him the cactus is here.
Oh my God.
Tell him I said with the cactus.
Oh,
You don't serve your kind.
oh, poor Billy Jack.
I got to get some work done on this jaw.
Yeah. All right, Allan. Thanks so much again for coming on. Everybody that's been watching, thanks so much. Remember to get the fuck out there and fucking vote. God damn it.
Ooh.
I know. Potty words.
Children watching.
Yeah, if they're watching this, I question their parents.
You fucking children. This one's for you. You. You.
Pop.
I best believe you better stop.
Yeah, probably should. All right, guys. Thanks so much. Everybody, be good. Be kind to each other. Help each other out. Love you guys.